Immortality, a dream as old as humanity itself. What if achieving it meant paying a price no one could foresee? What does it mean to live forever? And what does it mean to truly live? Today, we dive into a question that has haunted philosophers, scientists, and dreamers for centuries. What is the price of immortality? Death. It's the one universal truth we all share. Yet humanity's response to this truth varies. Some embrace it as a natural part of life, while others dedicate their lives to resisting it. This resistance is not new. It's as ancient as humanity itself. From ancient myths to billion-dollar industries, our obsession with immortality has only grown stronger. But why do we fear death so profoundly? Is it the unknown that terrifies us, or is it the finality of it all? Have you ever asked yourself why you fear death? What if you could remove that fear entirely? Would it change how you live? Cryonics offers a tantalizing promise. Freeze your body at the moment of death and wake up in a future where science has conquered mortality. Dr. James Bedford, frozen in 1967, became the world's first cryonics patient. But the technology to revive him remains elusive. Still, the dream persists. Silicon Valley's greatest minds are betting billions on defeating aging. From genetic editing to cellular rejuvenation, their goal is simple: cheat death. But critics argue that immortality is not just a scientific challenge, it's a moral and philosophical one. Would you freeze your body, knowing that technology to revive you might never exist? Or would you rather accept death as the final chapter of life? Life is precious because it's fleeting. Each moment gains significance because it might be our last. Birthdays, weddings, farewells. These milestones matter because they are finite. Nietzsche once said, "The thought of suicide is a great consolation. By means of it, one gets through many a bad night." Camus explored the absurdity of life and the courage required to face it. Both understood that our awareness of mortality shapes our existence. If life were endless, would its moments still matter? Would you love as deeply or strive as passionately if you knew you had all the time in the world? The paradox of immortality is this: with infinite time, urgency disappears. If you can do something tomorrow, why bother today? Endless time breeds endless procrastination. And without deadlines, even the most meaningful pursuits lose their spark. In fiction, immortality often leads to despair. The characters yearn for release, not because life is unbearable, but because it's unchanging. If immortality stripped life of purpose, would you still want it? Or is it the very brevity of life that makes it worth living? To live forever is to outlive everyone you love. Immortality can mean isolation as relationships crumble and society evolves beyond recognition. Endless life could also mean endless boredom, an eternity spent searching for meaning that may no longer exist. Boredom is not just a state of mind, it's a psychological burden. For the immortal, it could become unbearable. What happens when morality no longer binds us? If actions bear no consequence due to limitless time, does ethics become obsolete? Immortality could breed a new kind of chaos, a world where power consolidates in the hands of the undying. Would immortality make you more moral, knowing you have endless time to atone? Or would it erode your sense of right and wrong? Religious philosophies often critique the desire for immortality. Christianity warns of humanity's hubris in stories like Adam and Eve, where seeking eternal life led to their fall. Hinduism and Buddhism view liberation from the cycle of life and death as the ultimate goal. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, "Death is certain for the born, and rebirth is certain for the dead. You should not grieve for the inevitable." Chapter 2, verse 27. These words remind us that life's transience is part of a cosmic order, and seeking to escape it may lead us away from spiritual growth. Buddhism, too, warns against the trap of clinging to life. The Dhammapada states, "All created things are impermanent. Strive on with diligence." Impermanence, or anicca, is not something to fear, but something to accept. A pathway to enlightenment. Hinduism emphasizes the cycle of samsara, birth, death, and rebirth. Moksha, or liberation, is not about living forever, but escaping this cycle. The Katha Upanishad says, "The wise do not desire for immortality in the body. Instead, they seek the eternal essence." Stories like these challenge the very foundation of our quest for immortality. They ask us to look inward and question, is our desire to live forever a defiance of the natural order, or a fear of confronting what lies beyond? Even in ancient Greece, the myth of Icarus reminds us of the dangers of overreaching. Could our pursuit of eternal life be our modern flight too close to the sun? What do you believe? Do these teachings resonate with your view of immortality? Are we meant to live forever, or is the beauty of life found in its impermanence? Immortality promises freedom from death. But perhaps true freedom comes from embracing life's impermanence. If given the choice, would you take the plunge into eternity? Or is the beauty of life found in its fragility?